back to Max and Mello's Architects of Soul, the show where we study the legends to push ourselves and our peers forward in this new paradigm of today's music industry. I'm Max Soul.
And I'm Mello Soul.
You certainly are.
Yes, that's right. This week's architect is the one and only Bill Withers, a man who proved that profound messages are often the most simple. His legacy is one of the clearest blueprints for modern artists on how to prioritize songwriting integrity over commercial trends.
Truly.
And really, how do you title it and not call it Bill Withers' Blueprint?
No, that certainly is fitting, Mello. His journey is the ultimate masterclass in authenticity. Think about his origin story. So he was working for Douglas Aircraft Corporation, writing hits like Ain't No Sunshine while installing toilets on commercial aircrafts. I mean, can you believe that? So he found his musical success much later in life. Like, he was 32. Boy, I remember being 32. You remember being 32,
I actually
Mello?
do. I remember 32.
Anyway, well, so Bill was working as a factory mechanic, writing hits like Ain't No Sunshine, right? Which truly they were authentic reflections of an everyman's life. And he was a late bloomer in the best way. I wonder what that says about us, Mello, as we try to get it before the bloom is off our rose.
Yeah, I'm not sure about us, Max, but for Bill Withers, it was totally right.
100% for him.
Yeah, and when that song went gold, his record company, Sussex Records, actually presented him with a gold toilet seat as an homage to his former factory job.
You can't make stuff up like that.
You really can't. The story is incredibly powerful. It teaches us that life experience fuels the best art. You don't need a polished image. You need perspective.
Oh, no doubt. It's true, Mello. And they did give Bill a statue of a gold commode. But here is the kicker. Even after that hit, he refused to resign immediately because he believed the music business was way too fickle, which I can definitely get behind that. Right, it sure is. So he stayed on the payroll. Wow, that's resilience and that's wisdom. And it teaches every young artist today to keep the safety net and be strategic, which I think is really important to remember because sometimes you got to live with a safety net. That's how you live. So you may have to earn your money a different way until you can physically find the right way. And that means you have to be strategic because true power is having the ability to walk away, not being desperate for the next deal. His refusal to quit that day job is a great message in today's multiverse of income streams and the continual music business roller coaster.
Yes, Max, that mindset sets the stage for everything he created, like the break we're about to create now.
That's true.
Okay, Soul Fam, we're going to step away for a moment, but when we come back, we're diving into the unparalleled power of his lyrical simplicity and a crucial fact about his youth.
You're listening to Max and Mello's Architects of Soul, and today we are talking Bill Withers.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we're back on Max and Mello's Architects of Soul. And we just want to give you a quick reminder.
That's right, Mello. So if you like the content,
and if it resonates with you like it does with us,
and if you would be so kind,
yes, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. It helps us keep that soul fire burning.
it most certainly does, Mello. It most certainly does. Now, let's talk about the power of simplicity and profound lyricism. Bill Withers crafted two monumental universal anthems, Lean on Me and Ain't No Sunshine, using straightforward, honest language and minimal chord changes. And for today's R&B soul artists, this emphasizes that relatability and emotional clarity are more valuable than complicated virtuosity or overproduction.
Agreed, Max. The story behind that song is that Bill bought a Wurlitzer electric piano.
I remember that thing.
A Wurlitzer. I'm more of a Rhodes guy myself, but anyway.
Yeah. But that's what we grew up with and couldn't afford a Rhodes. And besides, Wurlitzer was around before Rhodes even thought that they could play something.
Whatever.
It's just an instrument.
But he
Ain't the axe,
used
man.
he
It's
used
the
that
guy
Wurlitzer
swinging
though.
it.
He used that Wurlitzer though to come up with a simple chord progression for Lean on Me. And the song was inspired by the communal helping spirit of his poor West Virginia coal mining hometown. And the lesson here is write what you know.
White what you know?
Write what you know.
Thank you, Elmer.
That's the Wesson White here.
It's a Wesson.
Yes.
What's the Wesson?
Grounding massive themes like friendship and support, it's a specific personal real-life experience makes the song universally relatable.
Absolutely it does, Mello. And sometimes magic happens during the recording of these songs. And as it turns out, that iconic, repetitive, I know section of Ain't No Sunshine, well, that was just a placeholder vocal for an unwritten third verse. But the producer loved the raw raw, spontaneous emotion and kept it in. That's a scrambled eggs placeholder for you Beatles fans.
Scrambled eggs.
Right? Except their song became Yesterday. But Bill Withers' delivery of those notes, they were pure, gritty passion, and it became an iconic part in that song.
Truly, Max, that is the brilliant lesson for modern producers and vocalists. Embrace imperfection. Sometimes the most spontaneous, honest, or even unfinished element of a song becomes its signature. So don't overthink or polish the life out of a unique moment.
Right.
Go with relatability over virtuosity.
Yes, and we have to talk about his early life, Mello, because he grew up with a severe stutter, and most people just assumed he was slow. Well, he wasn't. Bill obviously had a ton of talent that nobody knew about. He had to work hard to painstakingly overcome that. And while he was serving in the Navy, he realized that the issue was about his own self-opinion, and it was just a low self-esteem issue. And that struggle led to the sincerity and power in his voice.
And there was power in that voice, definitely, Max.
Oh, 100%.
The story teaches every artist a lesson about owning your voice. Challenges can be overcome through sheer will, and
Definitely.
the unique journey in finding your voice informs the strength of your message. He fused the introspection of the acoustic singer-songwriter trend with the deep emotion of gospel and blues, creating a unique folk soul sound.
He was a true folk soul pioneer, Mello. In fact, he was an architect of folk soul.
Exactly.
It's unreal. But this is the cool thing. He created his own enduring niche. And that's the value of genre fusion. That's right. Don't chase the trending sound. Find the intersection of your unique influences. Sounds familiar, don't it, Mello?
Intimately familiar, Max. And when we come back from break, we're going to tap into Bill Withers' rhythmic impact. You're listening to Max and Mello's Architects of Soul.
And today we're talking Bill Withers. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Max and Mello's Architects of Soul. So Mello, let's discuss Bill Withers' indelible rhythmic impact, especially on the modern scene.
Yeah, his rhythmic DNA is in everything. The funky bass and drum grooves in tracks like Kissin' My Love and Grandma's Hands.
Grandma's Hands.
Heavily sampled by foundational hip-hop producers Dr. Dre, Kanye West, and Blackstreet.
And we know who Blackstreet is.
And Teddy Riley.
Teddy Riley. And I got to work with Teddy Riley back in the day when he was with Guy. We had a lot of fun. Those guys were great. So this rhythmic simplicity that he created, that Bill Withers created, provided timeless foundational beats. And for modern artists, it showed that well-constructed, simple grooves have endless longevity and can transcend genres, establishing the maxim, build it right, and it'll last forever. We so love that concept, don't we, Mello?
Oh, most definitely. And you know, Max, the origin of Lean On Me? Well, that's another testament to the grounded perspective. Like we said before, he bought a Wurlitzer and taught himself a few simple chords.
Damn straight.
And wrote the song inspired by the communal, helping of the spirit of his poor West Virginia coal mining hometown.
And that's the core of his songwriting lesson, Mello. Write what you know. Grounding massive themes like friendship and support in a specific personal real-life experience makes the song universally relatable. Stop trying to write a global hit, right? And start writing your truth. That most honest, best advice for a songwriter to take heart. Seriously, soul fam.
Without question, Max. That authenticity is what connects to a different music scene today.
That's true.
In a world saturated with digital perfection, his raw, everyman sound is truly a blueprint for standing out.
I'll tell you this, Mello. Bill Withers surely brought that rhythmic simplicity, and he provided timeless foundational beats, proving that well-constructed grooves, well, they have endless longevity and transcending all these genres, as I was saying before. Because to Bill Withers, it just seems to me, Mello, that simple is simply structure. that's not overcomplicated nor oversaturated and finds its roots in that gospel and blues that so permeates all of these architects with which we have followed on this wonderful journey. And that is some seriously cool shit, Mello.
No doubt, Max, it really is. And so we don't overcomplicate ourselves or you all out there. We're just going to take a quick fade to black.
Well, I gotta be black.
A question for another day, Max, but right now we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. You're listening to Max and Mello's Architects of Soul.
That's right, and today we are chopping it up on Bill Withers. Come on back. Thanks for tuning into Architects of Soul. Our music is waiting for you.
And we're back here for segment 4 of Architects of Soul. I'm Mello Soul.
And I'm Max Soul. So Mello, Bill Withers had enjoyed enormous creative freedom and success with his original smaller label, Sussex Records. And you know about Sussex and who owned it and ran it. So, regale us with some 411 on this.
Well, not much to tell here, but Clarence Avant was the owner of Sussex Records, and that's a name you're going to hear a lot.
I've heard of his name. I know who Clarence Avant is.
Yeah, he's known as the Godfather. He is the guy who, first of all, he owned Sussex Records, but he later owned Taboo Records. And so he put sort of SOS Band on the map, and he got Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis to produce them. And that led to them producing basically everyone.
Pretty much, and they did produce everyone.
Yeah.
But wasn't he also Withers' manager, too, for
He was the manager for a while, before he was even...
I wonder...
Actually, the label was created pretty much to showcase Bill Withers and an instrumentalist named Dennis Coffey from... like the Motown session guys.
Right, and of course in instrumentals we talked about the King Curtis and Booker T and how hard it was to be an instrumentalist in that type of
Right, and he had a
situation.
huge hit with a song called Scorpio that was an instrumental.
Right, again.
So that, and again, Clarence Avant was behind that. So yeah, that's the guy.
Well, that's pretty cool. It's amazing. It's great stuff. But when Sussex ran into financial trouble, though, Withers decided it's time to move, and so he went to Columbia Records, a major label, part of CBS back then. And so in 1975, this happens for him, and you'd think that this would be a huge step up in his career.
Yes, Max, I suppose we'd like to think that, but I'm sure Bill thought that at first too, but...
Oh, isn't there always a but, Mello?
Apparently so, Max, apparently so. But here you are, finally at Columbia Records, a dream that you've truly attained.
An amazing dream, you think?
Yeah, except for Bill Withers, in the end, it went from dream to a nightmare, which we'll get to. While still in his ideal dream state in 1977, Bill was trying to find a clever way to express positivity and hope within a simple, memorable structure.
And isn't that the way he is?
Yeah.
That's what he was.
Exactly. And the song's creation is attributed to a collaborative effort with his longtime keyboardist and friend, Skip Scarborough, who co-wrote the music.
Skip, who is known for his work with Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Emotions, composed the core music and the rhythm for the track. And Bill Withers took Scarborough's music and set out to write lyrics that were universally uplifting and simple. He just wanted to capture the feeling of starting a day with a renewed sense of confidence and love, particularly the feeling he had when he knew he was going to see his wife. I think that's beautiful.
The lyrical hook and repetition, Bill Withers' goal was to write a lyric that was simple yet profound, perfectly fitting his signature style.
And with this idea, Bill Withers ended up writing the iconic Lovely Day in 1977, expressing that positivity and hope within a simple, memorable structure. That was his standard. The song's creation, a collaborative effort with Skip, was an amazing piece of music.
And the challenge, well, Withers often used repetition to great effect, like the I Know section in Ain't No Sunshine. For Lovely Day, he focused on making the phrase I know work again, but this time to express anticipation and certainty.
As for the record and the song itself, the most famous detail about that song is the sustained vocal note at the end of the line. Then I know I'm going to have a lovely day. Right at the time of the recording, that note was officially timed at 18 seconds. I love this kind of shit, right? Mm-hmm. Setting the record for the longest sustained vocal note on a U.S. pop hit. Go fucking figure.
This song with an enduring message was released on his 1977 album Menagerie. Lovely Day perfectly embodied Bill Withers' core philosophy. The deepest songs are often those that speak to common, relatable, simple truths. It wasn't about complex virtuosity. It was about the immediate, joyful feeling of optimism.
Exactly, Mello. The song is a musical instruction manual for listeners. When you feel bad, don't let it ruin your entire day. change your perspective, and it can be a lovely day. But as we said before, the dream state, it didn't last long. And although I'm sure they made Columbia a shitload of cash with that song, Mel, isn't it just amazing? They signed this guy. Hell, he gave him the gift of Lovely Day. But leave it to A&R to know what's best. Ha, ha, ha. A&R. I mean, they know what he does and how he does what he does. But they plainly saw the revenue from Lovely Day. So what did? They kickstart this pressure from these brilliant minds in artist and repertoire, which, for those of you who don't know or always wondered what A&R stands for, that's what it stands for, artist and repertoire. So the A&R department, they think they know everything, want to change his signature style. Hey, wait, didn't you sign him because of that style in the first place? I asked this to no one in particular because no one is left alive, but really, Mello, what the fuck, Over?
Yeah, Max, leave it to labels to sign an artist and then demand him to be what he's not.
Ain't that some shit?
It's crazy because the label wanted him to conform to the prevailing R&B pop trends of the late 70s and early 80s, which meant slicker, more complex, and often synthesized production.
Which he wasn't.
No, and they wanted him to echo artists like Michael Jackson or Lionel Richie, as well as using outside producers. And with that, the ultimate tough lesson led to an even tougher decision.
And before we talk about that tough decision, just a quick reminder, if you like this content, please give it a like and a subscribe to our channel. Either way, we truly appreciate it, and it's really true, because the lessons of the past can fire up the future of soul music or any other kind of music. But let's slide back into Bill Withers in Columbia. Specifically, I like to say specifically those pricks in the A&R department. I really do. Bill Withers had proven that challenges could be overcome through sheer will, and that the unique journey to finding your voice informs the strength and sincerity of your message. Like, what more do they need? And our translation is, I ain't having it. But we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Exactly, Max. Still some story to tell, and not to the label's credit, in my opinion, either.
Nor my opinion either, Mello. Definitely not. I mean, I guess the contract was the carrot and A&R was the stick, and that stick wanted control.
Exactly, Max. Columbia insisted that Withers work with specific outside producers whom he felt did not understand his grounded, simple folk soul approach, retaining his power while never compromising who he was.
And he shouldn't have.
Nah. Bill Withers was a self-taught musician and producer, and most importantly, he truly believed he knew his sound best.
He sure did, Mello. And he famously clashed with A&R executive and major domo of audio engineering, George Massenburg, and anybody who knows audio today knows who George Massenburg is. He's a huge deal, right? But from Bill's perspective, major domo or not, he saw the A&R staff as antagonistic and redundant.
He definitely did, Max. Bill Withers viewed their interference as an attempt to dilute his authentic voice for short-term commercial gain. He said he was being asked to make records that sounded like Michael Jackson.
Right.
To him, the flavor of the day.
It's amazing, right, that these guys would do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it staggers me when I think about, like, okay, we pay this guy, we signed him, let's make him different. Why would you do that?
Right.
It makes...
We signed him for his uniqueness.
Right.
So now let's take all that away.
It's just crazy. And, because of that, the fight was on.
Yeah.
And the breaking point, well, it was a protracted legal and creative struggle over his final few albums. This culminated around 1985 in the release of his last record, Watching You, Watching Me. And then he made the decision to walk away. Man, that was a gutsy and completely integrity-driven move, Mello.
That's right, Max. Withers grew utterly exhausted and frustrated with the constant fighting and the legal disputes and the lack of respect for his vision.
How do you do that?
He realized that the cost of continued success under those conditions was the death of his artistic soul.
In many ways, I'm grateful that we own our own stuff and no one's telling us what we should do and what we shouldn't do just because it's our stuff. But, man, it's just... Instead of enduring what he considered to be a hostile and creatively stifling environment, you got to really admire Bill Withers, because he said, I'm going to retire from this bullshit. I'm going to quit recording and performing. And in 1985, he sure as shit did that. He chose to walk away from a highly successful career rather than compromise his sound. I fucking love that. Ballsy and badass, Mello. This is the crucial lesson for every young artist. Integrity over trend. Have the conviction to say no when the industry tries to dilute your unique voice. That decision cemented his legacy more than another pop hit could have. He knew his artistic value. Despite critics sometimes dismissing his music as easy listening due to its laid-back nature, his conviction prevailed. The lesson is simple. Tune out the noise. The most commercially successful and enduring artists often face the harshest critics.
Definitely, Max. Focus on creating art that's honest and true to you.
Amen.
History will be the ultimate judge of its value. It just seems, Max, that the most commercially successful and enduring artists often face the harshest critics.
You wonder about that.
Just focus on creating art that's honest and true to you. History will be the ultimate judge of its value.
And all these architects have taught us that. Stand up for what you fucking believe in, because if you don't stand up for it, no one's going to stand up for you. Bill Withers chose to walk away from a highly successful career rather than compromise his sound. And again, knowing your artistic value and having the true unshakable conviction to say no when the industry tries to dilute your unique voice, that is some badass stuff.
Yeah, this teaches us the value of genre fusion, Max. To create a lane of your own. Bill Withers knew his sound was different from the heavy hitters of
He
the 70s.
understood
So,
that. You
yeah, he
think
was different from
A&R
Marvin
would
and
have
Stevie.
understood that.
Yeah, exactly. He had his own sound, and it was really specific to just him, allowing him to carve out his own enduring niche, a niche that Columbia Records did not take advantage of.
And it's funny, Mel, because they kept trying to change him. But you think about it, his music was covered by Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin. Well, of course, we know it was sampled by countless hip-hop artists. And that endurance, man, that is a testament to the power of his original vision.
Sadly, Columbia didn't see it. Withers grew utterly exhausted and frustrated with the constant fighting and the legal disputes and the lack of respect for his vision. He realized that the cost of continued success under those circumstances was the death of his artistic soul, Max.
Yeah, Mello. His famous statement on his exit when asked why he quit a successful career, he often stated that he preferred his own money and peace of mind over the fame and compromises that Columbia had demanded. He essentially chose integrity over the obligation to produce records that he didn't believe in. That is a big ask, right? He left the music industry to raise his family and maintain his personal artistic conviction, a decision he never regretted, Mello. He decided he was done when the continuous struggle to protect his unique sound became more burdensome than rewarding. How impactful.
Wow, Max, that was some ride about the journey of Bill Withers that we got into today.
Oh, he was definitely old school, Mel. He didn't bow down, and he fought for what he believed in. And when he couldn't get it, he kept his morals and his integrity and said, not having it. What a fucking message.
It's a true artist's decision to remain the same, Max, because only a true artist can make a decision like that. For a mercenary, never will.
No, definitely not. That's why they're mercenaries. So, turns out
that's how that works.
It's true. It turns out Bill Withers' story, though, was way deeper than we knew.
Yeah, with you on that, Max. I really think that the trials and tribulations of this business are visited on everyone, don't you?
Oh my God, it seems that way, Mel. It definitely seems that way. So, some good stuff we got into. But right now, we're going to take our last break and then come back and wrap it all nice and neat.
You're listening to Max and Mello's Architects of Soul.
That's right. Don't go changing. We'll be right back with our final segment and final thought. Wait, what? What, you didn't think we'd leave it out, did you?
That's right. We here at Architects of Soul have your back, front, side, and anything else that helps you protect your music or your dream.
Amen.
So don't go nowhere, and we'll be right back.
Bet. Hey, welcome back to Architects of Soul. So you're back with us for our closing out of our study on Bill Withers and his blueprint, and why this is an essential takeaway for all upcoming artists.
True, Max. The most critical lesson here is that every man's perspective is your superpower.
Wow, yeah.
Your life outside the studio, your struggles, like Bill's stutter or his factory job, make your music authentic. Don't chase the complicated. Embrace the simple truth. Find out what you are and follow that path.
Oh, true, and true. And we all know that the truth will set you free. Not that everyone practices that out there, but I digress. So, for all of us creating modern R&B and soul, Bill Withers' career is a constant reminder. Simplicity is the architecture of profound emotion. Conviction is the currency of longevity.
Wonderful words, Max. Wonderful words.
And it's at this point in the show where we like to leave you with our final thought. One we hope you'll take to heart. For this business, not the art, this business. An important distinction. It doesn't have a lot of heart in it. So be careful who you deal with. And anything that looks too good to be true, typically, it's not true. And of course, as my brother Mello says,
keep that soul fire burning. Protect your sound, nurture your creativity, own your voice, and remember the lessons from the giants who came before.
And yes, protect your masters and seek out wise mentors who can guide you on your journey. And until next we meet, peace and soul, y'all.